Yeah. So Madison, tell her about what you got going on. Show your stuff. Tell her what you got going on, Madison.
Okay. I'm working on my book.
Tell what's called.
It's called The Magnificent Shira's Friends Till the End.
And
Say it one more time.
The Magnificent Shira's Friends Till the End.
turn around and show it to her.
Is that right? Wow.
So that's the character designs, and that's the title of the book. So it's The Magnificent Shiro's Friends to the End. And so tell her the premise of the book. Tell her what your book is about, Madison.
My book is about these 3 girls, and they have like powers. First is Zeri, the leader of the girls. She has the power of nature, like she can talk to animals and stuff. And then if there's Luciana, she can swim longer, like, and hold her breath underwater more than anyone. And she can control the water. And then there's Phoenix. She can control the sun and has fire powers. This one is Zeri.
Say it louder.
This one is Oceana.
Okay.
And this one is Phoenix.
I like that. Did you really? Can I see the drawing? Hold up closer. It's amazing. So it sounds to me like you've done a lot of character development and you know the backstory, and that's a huge amount of work to do, and that's good work to do. Even if 80% of it never shows up in your book, it's really important that you know it because it makes you more confident of writing about your characters. So it's kind of like I just finished painting this room that I'm in, this big bedroom, and because I was so sick of the wallpaper and I hated it so much, I stripped it. And the fun part of doing that was choosing the color, and when I got to the phase where I could roll the paint on and it looked so good. But all of the hard work that I had to do before I got to that, it was so much work, like sanding and then when I got to the painting part, I had to do all the little corners and the trim and stuff, and it was really tedious stuff. But in order to have the fun part of, okay, now it's time to really, go crazy with the color and I paint and it'll look really amazing, you have to do all this work first. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this, but this is a layout sheet that I use, and I just happen to have it on my desk. But it tells me where I'm going with my story before I go into the illustration of it. Can you see that, Maddie? It's so I know that it's going to have a title page, and oops, I got this upside down. No wonder it doesn't make any sense. So I've got the copyright information, then the title page, and then the story starts here. And in every book you read, it doesn't matter what it is, every single book on earth, and this is just in the printing process, you open to any page, odd numbers are on the right, even numbers are on the left, so every single book in the whole wide world works that way. So in my layout sheets, I know that page 4 is the copyright, and then page 5 is going to be an odd number, and that's the title. So my story is going to start on pages 6, 7. So what I suggest you do, once you sort of have a vague idea of, what you want your story to be about, where it's going to be going, is plot it out. It's just like a movie director. Do you know what a storyboard is? Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Before a director gets out there to shoot a movie, to start filming and has all the actors and the costumes and the sets, all the design stuff, you need to know what you're doing because movies are so expensive to produce and you only have a certain number of days to get them filmed. So before you get onto that set and start filming this scene, you need to know what's going to happen. And so doing a graphic novel especially is a little bit like that because drawing the pictures, as you know, is very time consuming. And you want to have a good idea of where you're going with each scene before you you draw a billion pictures and then you end up actually this doesn't work at all. I mean, you'll do that and that's fine. You know, you can start with some loose sketches that you won't feel bad about if you don't use them. But I'm a big fan. Now everybody works differently and this may not be your thing, but I'm a big fan of starting with the storyboard and deciding like, okay, right about here is where something terrible is going to happen to my main character, and over here is, you know, where the main character is going to, you know, figure out how to survive and how to rescue herself or go rescue someone else, whatever it is. And then right about here, this is going to happen. And then, you know, so just having a vague idea of the map of your story, I think, is a really helpful thing to do. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that's in line with what I'm telling her to do right now with the note cards. Because I told her, I said, once you get everything plotted out with your note cards, we're going to put those on the table, and then you can just move those around, and that gives you, you know, it gives you an idea, a sense of where everything's going.
Absolutely, that I've definitely done that, and I've started with note cards, and then when I get to the storyboard, often what I will do with this is I'll put sticky notes.
Yep.
Instead of actually writing. I'll put sticky notes with just a few words, like this scene happens, this happens, this happens, or maybe a quick stick figure, and then you can move those around. Like, oh wait, no, I need more room to set up, you know, the action-packed scene that's about to happen. So I'll move that sticky note over and that sticky note that way. So I have 3 spreads of my story to have this happen. So yeah, it's nice to have flexibility. And, you know, that's what I mean by, like, right now you're doing all the painting in the corners and scraping off the bad stuff and spackling and, like, all the kind of tedious stuff that isn't necessarily the funnest part of writing and drawing a story, but it's really good to do it because then, you know, you know where you're going once you get started, and you don't have to sort of, I mean, it's fun, again, it's fine to make mistakes, it's fine to go in different directions and decide, oh wait, that wasn't the direction I want to do it. I want to go this way instead. So, you know, the looser you are with the plotting of your storyboard, better, because you can change it as you think more about it and stuff like that.
And you'll get new ideas too.
Absolutely.
What?
I know a lot of fiction writers, you know, they get to know their characters so well that their character starts speaking to them and telling them what to do. You know, like I'm just the hand with the pen. You know, my characters are telling me what's going to happen, or you get to love your characters so much you don't want to put them into perilous situations. But that's the nature of a good story, is you need your characters to be in perilous situations so your reader cares what's happening and wants to know what happens next.
Conflict, yeah. Madison, what questions do you have for Miss Albee?
Maddie, you can call me Sarah. I know it's hard. You can call me Miss Sarah. You feel more comfortable.
Speak up, please. Speak up.
I don't have any questions.
You don't have any questions?
Well, listen, if you get into it and you are stuck or something, you can always email me or Zoom with me or something. Because it sounds like you've done a lot of work already. It sounds like, I mean, these 3 characters sound fantastic. I love that they're all female. That makes me so happy. And, you know, like all female superheroes. Like in the old days, it was all the superheroes were men except, you know, like whatever, Catwoman or, you know, in my era, all the superheroes were men. And so it's just so cool that we've got only female superheroes.
Thank you.
Well, good for you, and keep me posted. Let me know how it goes, okay?
Okay.